Good evening, welcome back. We just did a video on figuring out what this was, and it is a 1979 Gibson GK-55, and it was Kalamazoo, Gibson Kalamazoo made. So in the last video, if you go back and watch that, we went through all of its attributes and figured out that everything was original on it, other than they were in there monkeying with the wiring, but it does have the original cap back in it and everything. So check out that other video. It talks about the spin-a-split and what kind of pickups are in it and all that kind of stuff. So this is just I cut the strings off so we could look at the pickups and everything in the last video, so I'm just going to do a quick wipe down on it. I was thinking about really trying to polish it out and get some of the scratches off of it, like this one right here. I don't really like that one. I might try to do something with that one later, but I didn't want to really machine polish it too much because it is a vintage instrument. So I want to just kind of let it age naturally, and it's in such great shape with no nicks, chips, and chunks missing out of it or anything like that. And the frets, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, about down to the 12th fret almost. I'd say about right in here around 11. This one has 3 very light indentations. The rest of them have 2 extremely light indentations in the frets, but other than that, it is in extremely clean condition. And I haven't even really done anything to it yet, so. Fretboard cleaner, where is that? Here it is. So this is a really super soft toothbrush, and the only thing I do with this is I kind of lightly go back and forth and try to get any crud that's next to the frets out and kind of work the grain of the fretboard there. Just get the crud loose. I will rinse that out here shortly. So as you can see, my rag is pretty clean. Just that little bit of scrubbing with the toothbrush really helps a lot. Look at that. That's disgusting. So we'll get some conditioner on here. We'll wipe that down. Where is that? Where's the conditioner? That's Here it is. I was looking right at it twice. I kept thinking this was string conditioner, but indeed it is not. Oh, this is the brand new one. Might as well use up the other one first. There we go. So I use all the Dunlop products. Just to reiterate, the platinum ones I use on all my newer stuff because it doesn't really require any kind of compounds or anything like that. It's just more of a shine. So I use the platinum ones on the nice stuff, and this older stuff I use all this 65 series carnauba wax and whatever else they got going on there, the string conditioners and the fretboard conditioner, the lemon oil cleaner. So this is going to really liven this fretboard up, because it was looking pretty nasty and dry. So it was nasty and dry. And I doubt if Sam Ash even took the strings off of it. It probably left them on, whatever the customer brought it in with. So before I started this video, we just finished up the video where we tore the pickups out and talked about what was in this guitar. In between that video and this video, I did use the 65 cleaner polish. I don't know why they would call it a polish when it's a cleaner, so I did spray this down and wipe it off with that, and then I thought, well, I'll go ahead and throw the video on, watch it real quick, getting polished up, just a light polish. So this is the 65 cream carnauba wax that I'm going to use on it. This is really good stuff too, not to discount it at all. The platinum one is, like I said, just works really good on newer stuff because they don't have much scratches and wear and stuff like that on them. So anywho, this is just going to be a quick polish here. It's like I said, I was going to machine polish it, make it real shiny, but I don't think it's had any of that kind of treatment since it was new, other than just a quick wipe down. So to keep the vintage aging going, I'm just going to leave it alone and do a quick hand polish. Look at that. And I used that cleaner stuff on it too. So it was definitely dirty. I don't think Sam Ash did anything to clean it up. I like that it doesn't have a pickguard on it. I hate pickguards. If a guitar comes with one on it, I have to leave it on there because I can't deal with the screw holes. I'd rather have the ugly cheap piece of plastic on there than to see the screw holes in the guitar when you take it off. But that just drives me nuts. When you get a guitar, it should come with the bracket and the pickguard with the option to the consumer, purchaser, owner, whatever you want to call them. You should have that option to leave that off or have it installed. And if you want it installed, they should be saying, if you're not capable of handling the job, which it's very simple, they should say you can take it into your authorized dealer and have it installed if you change your mind or feel like you want to. Because I tell you what, most guitars look a lot better without that cheap plastic pickguard. Just like this one, for instance, this Cherry Burst I built. It's covering beautiful wood grain and bird's eye and stuff. So this would look so much better without the pickguard, but it has a screw hole here and here. So I'd rather see the cheap pickguard than the screw holes, because the screw holes, in my opinion, make the guitar look a lot more dumpy than a piece of plastic on it, because it looks like it was taken apart. Now, you guys are probably thinking, well, you're not going to have a pickguard on your Silverburst. No, I'm not. And that's a different story, because it's an oddball. We're doing all kinds of weird stuff to that and modifying it and stuff, and I just don't feel like paying outrageous amount of money for a pickguard that fits a triple pickup guitar. And since I'm relicking it and everything, it's going to kind of fit the build, I guess you could say. Alright, fretboard's done. What do I do with the wax? Right here. Just a little bit. Need a little more than that. Uh-oh. Oh, I get you. Come on. No. My helpers over there sometimes fall off the table. They get too close. Yeah. So yeah, I was going to pull the tuners out of this and take the truss rod cover off. I did take the truss rod cover off and check it. It's doing good in there. It actually has a nice little dirt ring, so I'm going to leave that there as well. Just like I said, to keep the vintage appearance and aging going on it. I don't want to over clean it, but normally I would pull all these out in the truss rod cover and I would compound it, machine polish it, and get as much of the surface scratches and stuff out as I could and really get it to shine. But again, I think this deserves to just keep its scars. Eventually, it'll start to finish check. And we've seen my last video, well, the one where we introduced it, the aging in the clear already, because all the dots on the side of the neck are turned yellow already. So the clear on it has definitely started to age. Yeah, so I'm really starting to dig this thing the more I find out about it. Being Kalamazoo made, look at that. And like I said, I used cleaner on it too. But yeah, being Kalamazoo made, since they don't have that plant anymore, they don't even, I think they're only in Nashville now, aren't they? I think they closed the Memphis plant, or was it the Nashville? I can't remember. It's hard to keep up with them. One day they're bankrupt, next day they got a new owner. But yeah, I don't keep up with the trending times, I guess you could say, or with people's business about Gibson or Gretsch or anything like that. I know there's a lot of people that do, but I just kind of tool around the internet looking for stuff like this, and when I find it, if I can afford it and the wife says I'm allowed to go get it, then I jump in the car and go. I tend to really look for vintage stuff that's affordable, like the 96 ES 135 and this thing here, my Strat, just things that are obtainable, I guess you could say, to the average person like me, who can't go out and just buy $10,000, $8,000 custom shops or vintage 50s and 60s guitars that are 15, 20, 30 grand. This is a great way to stay in the sub $3,000 bracket. I think when you go out and buy a guitar, where did the cleaner go? Here's, I think to stay within the $1,500 to $2,000 range is the sweet spot, because more people like us can afford something like that. And if you get a good enough deal on it, on the back end, you can either make a little bit or come out ahead on a trade or something. So definitely scored on this one, in my opinion. I could definitely double my money on this one. Oh, sounds like the wife is walking around. She told me to get out of her office and leave her alone. She needed it quiet, so I said, all right, well, I'm gonna go down and play guitars. Go to my room. Yeah, this thing is really, really cool. I'm glad that I got this. And I myself, I don't know about you guys, I've had, if you look at my previous videos, I've had the Gibson custom shop, custom gold tops, and I've had all kinds of high-end guitars, but to me, my favorite ones have been studios and just little plain ones like this, like juniors and specials. There it is. I'm looking all over for the neck rest, and it's right there in front of me. So yeah, I will spare you guys the putting the strings back on. But there it is. First time it got polished since I've owned it anyhow. And it could probably use wiped off one more time. But I mean, it came out really nice. I mean, it's got a really good shine to it. And like I said, if you look around the edges, it's not beat up. I can see myself in this thing. You can tell it hasn't been refinished, so it's still all original on the finish and stuff. Yeah, it looks just amazing. I don't know if you can see the frets there. They're in actually really good shape. And there you can see a couple little dents in them. Extremely minor. All right, well, we know what it is, and it's polished up now, so I'll throw some strings on it, and maybe you guys will see it get played in a video to come. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks again for watching.